Men of Reddit, what was the funny, silly, goofy thing your significant other did that made you go seize the one? We were grocery shopping and split up to tackle the list. I was done with my items and was looking down each aisle to find her. I reached the cereal aisle and there she was staring at cereals and dancing by herself with nobody else in the aisle. She was doing like a jazz hands type thing while shimmying back and forth with a dead serious look on her face trying to figure out what to buy. I had no idea such a creature existed. I think I want to be friends with her. Whenever she bottles up with happiness and hypes up with that signature cute smile, not being able to contain it, just shaking and giggling with an almost childlike enthusiasm. Also when I kiss her, when she's half asleep, she'll seek my mouth almost like a magnet after the first kiss. My favorite thing, well among many, about my significant other is that no matter how asleep he is, he'll hold my hand if I touch his and kiss me back when I kiss him. The first few times I figured he was just dozing, mostly awake, but nope, he had no memory of it and was just asleep. We were walking up to a building and she began singing and skipping. When we got to the doors she opened one up, ran in into the one in front of me, and jumped out all while finishing the song. She had the biggest smile on her face and my heart melted. Or, duck you and your happiness. That's adorable. What was the song? Some Disney song, but I don't remember exactly. She didn't fall for my stupid pickup line that I was using to get action with college girls. And since I want whatever I can't have. What was your line? For research. I carried a camera in a camera bag, got it from a camera shop as a refurb for pretty cheap, and went up to people and said, I'm taking pictures of beautiful people for my photography class, will you pose for me? It worked. A lot. How did she respond? My wife responded with haha no. Camera steal your soul, I'm not posing for that. This is my squishy, you are my squishy, and you are mine. She was playing with my, you know. Do I know? Oh, dear. I'm sorry. See, I suffer from short-term memory loss. So adorable. I was watching TV on the couch and she jumped on me with nothing but undergarments on and started amping me like an animal as a joke. That's when I knew. Plus we had SEs after, so yeah. That's a good sign. I do that all the time, but my BF is not as appreciative. Hey, it's me, your BF. After staying the night at her house, I woke up groggily the next morning to hear Weezer's Undone the Sweater song playing loudly in the other room. I follow the sound to find her in the kitchen, dancing around adorably in nothing but her Superman undergarment, making us both breakfast. Cute as heck, and that buttocks. Bam. I was in love with this girl. If you want to destroy my sweater, hold this thread as I walk away. As I walk away. We were watching a movie and we were laying under a blanket. All of a sudden I smelled something. I thought I may have released a fart. I looked at her and she was smiling. She Dutched of me. Never had a girl's fart smell that bad. Getting married in November. Laughed after knocking me off a bar stool once we both realized I was bleeding and needed stitches. She laughed harder. My kind of girl. Someone that can laugh even harder after that much of misfortune. It's all in good fun. My ex would growl at me like a dog, do a high-pitched bark, and then go into attack or play mode with me, and we'd tussle around on the bed. That and we'd do dishes together, which ended in a spray nozzle fight about once a week. Old girl was a lot of fun. Me and my significant other do that thing that dogs do, where their faces are pointed away from each other, but their eyes are locked in, mouth open, just waiting for the right moment to strike. I know exactly what you're talking about. We'd just got home from dinner with friends. I'm all peopled out, she said. And you still brought one home with you. Look, he thinks he's people. Damn, I wished I had a GF that quotes Archer all the time. Dated a girl named Lana a few years ago. She was not amused. Archer. She shared her on-campus apartment with 3 other girls, one of whom was an annoying bee. The annoying bee said something annoying as she passed by us, so I responded in kind, and she yelled, annoyingly, from down the hall, "Duck you." She immediately responded by yelling, "That's my job." I married her 29 years this June. This one is so sweet. She sounds feisty. Congrats on your long marriage. We were making pancakes one morning and I realized we were out of granulated sugar. I suggested asking the couple next door for some, and she started belting out, "Hey yap, bye outcast. Lend me some sugap, I'm your neighbor." Definitely a keeper. She's a champion at hide and seek. Still haven't found her. Too real, dude. Her pure, unedited enthusiasm for life. It's contagious and makes me want to spend every moment with her. That's beautiful. She completely reciprocated with my goofiness. I'd make little noises and she did them right back. Little things like that. Or, "That's so cute. I may reconsider never getting married if I can find someone who's just as weird/goofy as I am. I want that Bob and Linda love." She knows exactly how I like it in bed. Every once in a while she'll just drop something for no reason. Sometimes she'll try to grab onto something and miss and cause me and her to fall on our faces. She's my hand. I spent like 5 minutes trying to figure out what hand was a euphemism for. He kept making up excuses to casually meet back up with me every night after we met. "Hey, I'm at the Mexican restaurant that I definitely always go to that just happens to be next door to your place. Want to eat with me? You live by the park I'm going jogging in. Even though it's far from me, want to go for a run? A friend gave me all this free food. Can I drop some of it off to you?" It was the way he was trying to play it cool, even though he was clearly head over heels, that made me instantly know he was as smitten as I was. Funny how close all these things are to stalking, except they were okay because you were into him. She's an incredible mother and actually enjoys being around her teenage daughter. I had this respect for her for doing such a good job raising this child. Her daughter wants to be an engineer. Her daughter is analytical, scientific, and calculated. She, herself, is free-spirited, not a planner, an artist, and very intuitive. I made a comment like, "Your daughter really balanced you out, huh?" She said, "Yeah, she's my mommy." It clicked. But then I realized their beautiful relationship. They've been succeeding at life together, but they need each other. My natural reaction was to laugh, and I did, but in that laugh I realized how great of a person she was. She's been flooring me ever since. Last night was only a cup of coffee, but I left intoxicated just being around her. She makes me better. Reading this put the biggest smile on my face. I'm currently dating my girlfriend for 5 months now, and she has a 5-year-old son, and I see so much in her for the way she parents him. There's nothing more attractive than to see unconditional love so purely. I can't explain it, but it's quite endearing. She made me pancakes for breakfast one morning and tried to ask if I wanted syrup with them. She tripped over the first word and just kept the sentence going with total gibberish. But I was so used to understanding what she wanted that she was nearly done with the sentence before I realized that she wasn't speaking English. I just knew what she was saying. But now she's my ex, and she won't tell me why or even look at me. Well, that took a turn. You probably did something wrong in one of her dreams. I'm still trying to figure it out. But if I had to guess, it was because she has huge family obligations as the firstborn of a heavily nuclear family and doesn't want to spend her last few years before she has to go home to Chicago to start a medical practice and take care of her entire extended family with a guy who doesn't really want to be wild and live like he's dying. Of course, if she would have told me that, I could have done something about it. But I'm just piecing the puzzle together now, and it's all conjecture. It's possible that she's just genuinely selfish in ways I never understood. There's a bunch of times that made me realize she's the one. 1. Maybe our second or third time hanging out, we both sat down crisscross applesauce on the floor, and she farted, and she was so embarrassed, but I thought it was funny. 2. She tells me all the time she loves sleeping on my chest, hearing me breath, and my heart breathing. I decided to sleep on her chest one night, and she filled my Snapchat with cute pictures of us sleeping. 3. Might be creepy to some people, but I think it's sweet. She says when she's laying next to me when I'm sleeping, she just looks at me and think about how happy she is with me. Definitely not creepy, just ducking adorable. Well, my last girlfriend, but yeah, she is literally the cutest person in the world, so there were many goofy silly things she did that I loved. My 2 favorite things, however, would be how she would refer to feet as feets and refer to her hands as her paws. Also when we played CSGO together and she defeats someone, she would often sing a cute little song about how great and smart and important she was. Yes, I miss her. Honestly, that sounds like an anime character. Honestly, to me, it sounds like one of those things that are cute in theory but would drive me crazy very quickly. Well, it made me love her even more every time she did anything like that, and I could never get enough. Different people like different things. Oh, I absolutely get that. My wife doesn't do any of the goofy silly things listed here. She's pretty serious, and I generally like that. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.